Hello and welcome to the island of St. Kitts in the Caribbean. It's absolutely chaotic here today, so I'm not quite sure what sort of video this is going to be. 4 massive cruise ships in today, including the Icon of the Seas and Celebrity Apex. Between those two ships there's like 12,000 people, so it might be difficult to get a decent video done. But anyway, we started off with some lovely views of both the Caribbean on the right and the Atlantic on the left, right here on Timothy Hill, and we're going to head off down to Frigate Bay and have a look around there first of all.
So the French knew what they were doing. They wanted to scare the British. So they brought in the monkeys as their pets, make it look good, but they were actually trying to get rid of the British in the process.
So back in the 1400s, Christopher Columbus was sailing these waters and he spotted the island from his ship. He didn't actually land here, but he still gave it a name, and he named it, well, after himself. And why not? Well, he was named after the patron saint of St. Christopher, so he named this island St. Christopher, and in years to come that was eventually shortened to St. Kitts. It's a little bit easier, isn't it? And then back in the 1600s, eventually the British colonized this island and its neighboring islands of Anguilla and Nevis. So here we are on a very, very busy day in St. Kitts. We're on the beach at Spice Mill. We're going to have a little bit of a wander around, show you some of the lovely beaches of St. Kitts, and then later on we're going to head back to the capital of Basseterre and have a little bit of a wander around there as well. Looks like this used to be a little bit of a beach bar, but it's been disused. There are some bigger ones just on the beach. Walking out onto the beach here, it's quite choppy in the water today. And there you are in the distance, that is the island of Nevis. We went there a few years ago. It's a beautiful island, famous for Lord Nelson meeting his future wife and lover on that island. And there's a lot of stuff about there. It's more interesting over to the right hand side, and I was last here about 7 or 8 years ago, and if I remember right, there's a very nice view from that headland, so let's head over there, shall we? Well, you can see the length of Spice Mill Bay here. Very popular. There's 2 big restaurants at the back of it, and as I said at the start of this video, it's very, very busy in St. Kitts today with 4 enormous cruise ships in, so there's a lot of people around. Last time we came here it was very quiet, but anyway, we found a nice quiet bit up here. Nobody wants to come to this part, which makes it my favourite bit. So let's have a wander up to this headland and see what we can find. So I've walked along the coast a little way, and we've come to this little bay here that looks very, very quiet. And in fact there's a building behind me. I'm not sure if it's been shuttered up and disused, but there's a lovely little beach down there. So let's go and have a look, but first of all we've got to see if we can find our way through here. I think there may be a way around the left hand side of the fence. Looks like it's the end of the line. Yeah, there's a little resort area here, but look, it's all fenced off. I could go over that fence and then maybe round the side, but there are people around and I don't want to get into trouble. So I think this is probably as far as we're going to get here. Yeah, so they clearly don't want me walking through there, but looking at the houses beside that beach, it could well be an exclusive resort. And I could have tried to sneak through those buildings, but I get the feeling if they saw me they'd send me back with my tail between my legs. So we'll just look at it from a distance, but a very pretty little beach, and a lot quieter than the one that I've just come from. But it looks like that's where we're gonna have to head back to. But I'm not moaning, it's the Caribbean and the sunshine is out. Well, we seem to be finding model photo shoots on this trip. When we were in Tortola the other day, there was a photo shoot for some fashion design label going on, which you can see in our Tortola and British Virgin Islands video. We've just passed by another one, but they didn't want me stopping and filming. There was a very muscular Caribbean guy being photographed by a very glamorous girl with a lot of very expensive camera equipment. So yeah, interesting stuff. But they didn't want me to take part, so Onwards I go. So I found this dusty track that appears to be just leading into the hills, and this may well end in tears, but I'm going to go and see where it leads to. It's beautiful though, isn't it? I feel quite intrepid coming up here. I'm actually only 100 yards from the beach and all the tourists, but it feels like you're in a totally different world as soon as you come back off the sands. So let's see where this goes. It'll probably just end up in the car park, but you know, let's try and be intrepid just for a few seconds. Well, I've come to a T-junction, but it also goes left, and I am wondering, you know that place we were just at where I couldn't get through? I'm wondering if this is the track that leads to it. Should we go and have a look? Might get into trouble, but let's go and see where this takes us. Well, this looks rather upscale, as they say. Nice little development here. I'll tell you what, on St Kitts there are a lot of very, very nice looking properties. As we drove down here, there is certainly a lot of money here, whether it's American money or from other parts of the world, Russia or China, I'm not too sure, but yeah, certainly not a poor island, that's for sure. Okay, so yeah, I said it was going to be upmarket, didn't I? The Park Hyatt St Kitts. Right, I don't know how far I'll be allowed to walk through here without being accosted, but let's have a bit of a look. That's the main hotel reception. I don't think I better go down through there. I was just looking to see if there was a path down to that lovely beach. So it looks like, as I predicted, I may well be ending up in the car park. Nope, just ended in the car park and no way through. There was a security guard there, so I didn't go anywhere near him. And there's this big wall in the way here. It looks like they definitely don't want non-residents coming into their hotel or their beach. But I'm guessing the people who are staying here have paid a lot of money. So I think this may well be a fail. But anyway, it's been interesting. No way through. So I'm going to go back, yeah, to the bit where us commoners go. And I think a rum punch may well have my name on it. So we'll carry on down the track back to the beach where we started. And here we are, back on the beach. Very busy. But I think, yeah, a rum punch and maybe a dip in the Caribbean, and then a little bit later on we'll head off back to the capital and see what we can find in Basseterre, apart from thousands of American cruise passengers. But let's have a look. Anyway, swim time for me. I'll see you in a bit. So we've escaped the beach and we're back in the capital of St Kitts, which is called Basseterre. Quite a quiet place, nothing like as bustling as St John's in Antigua, where we were on the previous video, but some quite pretty little buildings. We're just going to have a bit of a look around, and it doesn't look too busy at the moment. I think everybody's either on the beach or in the cruise port, which is absolutely heaving. But anyway, let's have a look. It looks like we're coming up to a little square. There's a clock tower here, so let's have a look there, and I can see an English telephone box as well. And for any of my former colleagues in my previous career back up in Staffordshire, this is the St Kitts equivalent of the job centre. Should we go in? No, I don't think so. Look at this, an English phone box. Is it working? Nah, nothing in it. Not even a book exchange. So this appears to be the main square in Basseterre with the clock tower. There's some quite attractive buildings around, actually. Smoothie shop, cosmetics, clothing, sports clothes. Don't know who this woman is here, but we'll just pass her by. And let's have a look up the main street. It's tasty, doesn't it? I don't know what she was selling there, but it looked very nice. A Domino's pizza, would you believe it? Quite a bustling high street, actually, with quite a lot of colourful shops selling clothes, hairdressing salons, and all sorts of other bits and pieces like that. What's this one here? That's an electronics shop. Oh yeah, look at that, very modern inside, selling all your white goods. And there's an old characterful building, look. It's actually a bakery. Look at that, it's a bakery. Isn't it lovely? Really nice. Hardware store. Pharmacy across the road. More hardware. Very much the in thing here. And this is the main church in Basseterre. I think again it's an Anglican church. But again the gates seem locked like they were in St John's in Antigua. They don't seem to like people just wandering around. Although there's no woman asking me for money this time. The reason I've come up this road is I want to just have a very quick look at this place here. And this is Warner Park, the home of the St Kitts and Nevis Patriots, who are the local cricket team. You can see who they're going to be playing there. Trinbago Knight Riders, St Lucia Kings, Barbados Royals, etc, etc. Just see the floodlights up there. And here we are, this is the cricket stadium in St Kitts. Another one of the stadiums used by the West Indies. And no doubt another one of the stadiums where England have been thrashed from time to time as well. Just opposite the stadium, some very colourful local houses too. All different colours. All made of wood. So I hope the Copo came when they have a hurricane, but looks like they've been alright so far. I think part of this is also a football ground to this part here, and there's a place on the left and it's called Football House. Maybe that's where they go for their half-time drinkies. And the Wesley Methodist Church Hall, here it is. Doesn't look that much different to a lot of the Wesley halls that you would find in the UK. And right next door to the beautiful main church over there as well. Look how immaculately the grounds are kept. So here we are, we're in the capital of St Kitts, Basseterre. I think it's quite a nice little town actually, isn't it?
Very vibrant.
Everybody very friendly, it's very vibrant,
Yeah.
quite busy for traffic, but not as chaotic as St John's in Antigua yesterday.
No. Very much locals local, this.
Yeah, it's quite
it's
laid back
okay.
and it's alright, it's a nice place. Pretty building here, not quite sure what it is, but there's a guy obviously working on it. And in front of us, the National Museum, which also appears to be undergoing some sort of restoration. Yeah, pardon our appearance while we prepare to serve you better, it says on the sign. And then on the right hand side, the bank, or the left hand side, the Bank of Nevis. Nevis, of course, is the sister island. So there you go, we had a little wander around Basseterre, the capital of St Kitts and Nevis. Lovely place, very nice little town. People once again very friendly, no problems whatsoever. And interesting hearing the different voices, a lot of the people speaking English that you could identify very easily and understand. Other people speaking the local patois, which sounded totally incomprehensible to me. Anyway, enjoyed our trip to Basseterre and also to the busy beaches of, what was it called? Anyway, whatever it was called. It was a nice place and the dip was lovely. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you again on the next one very soon.